Star Wars. A universe that's wonderful and terrifying at the same time. A story of good and evil, and now I will make my own version. Today, my goal is to begin a project to create a Star Wars game. Star Wars games are nothing new at all, in any way, shape or form, from the Atari to the newest Star Wars Outlaws, but I think there are bigger aspects that the big companies are missing. So in this video, I am ultimately creating a pitch for you guys, and then I'll be documenting my journey along the way. But before we talk about game specifics, I do want to talk about the lore first. I want to create this with a twist. Instead of following the canonical timeline, I thought, what if? Welcome to a Star Wars What If. In these versions of events in episode 1, Palpatine actually failed to become the Chancellor, and with this he had to come up with a new plan. After months and months of planning using Sith holocrons, he found what he thought was the answer. The Rule of Two. It was introduced to ensure the longevity of the Sith. Or was it making them weaker compared to the military force of the Jedi, the sheer numbers that they had? Could it be that the true answer to defeating the Jedi was to get rid of the Rule of Two? With the war against the Republic continuing, Palpatine finds himself taking a more direct role in the CIS from the Shadows. As Palpatine continues in the Shadows, he would continue to train Dooku. After finishing Dooku's training, Palpatine would focus on finding and training, more like torturing, Force sensitives on planets that were inhabited by the CIS, while any that failed to be strong enough to become the Sith would then become Empire troopers. I believe the events of episode 2 would still happen pretty much the same. The clones would still join the Republic, starting the Clone Wars, as Palpatine would have already had the clones commissioned, thinking that he was going to be Chancellor. Palpatine would then try and find Maul, bringing him back into the Sith Order. From there, he would operate from the shadows for a very long time. Palpatine would send Dooku, Maul and Grievous into battle for the CIS until he had his forces prepared. From here, this is where the game would pick up and the lore would only carry on through the game, allowing for a real player-run universe. So, how would this game work? Sadly, the game would have to run as a server on another game. Yes, that means it'll be less reliable and all around not as good as a real game, but I am only one man with little coding skills and a big imagination. The Sith and Jedi would be playable factions in a player-run world. My goal is to create a server with multiple worlds for the Sith and the Jedi to fight for supremacy on multiple battles daily. Join the clone battalions or the Empire's forces. The story is your own. Lightsaber or blaster, good or evil. The base game would hopefully include 3 planets, an Empire base, a Republic base and a general planet that would provide shops and other possibilities such as civilian job paths or maybe bounty hunters. The lore will continue to grow as the game continues to grow. All of that will also be documented in the Discord that you can go ahead and join down below to follow all the progress, including some sneak peeks. So as for exactly how I want the game to look, well, I'm going to be using models from creators like Jajon, Plo Kool and Gugak, along with many more. Now, what do I want to see in the game long term? Well, I think there's a lot yet to be decided. I have a base template for where I want the game to be for beta testers, release, and future updates. The way I would currently want to see the game in release is like this. Upon loading into the game, you'll meet a character selection screen where you can pick between multiple job paths, possibly looking like this: Jedi, Republic, Sith, Empire, and criminals. Then meet a screen to create your character the way you want. Depending on your decisions, depends on the map that you will spawn at and what tutorial you will encounter. Each job possesses its own unique combat, lore, and map. 90% of the interactions will be players utilising the voice chat. The plan is to have the world run by real players becoming a part of the lore events and shaping the world in completely new ways. The assets of the game could change with different things in the game, allowing the game to forever change and be new. You may be wondering, but you said servers, will that not be laggy, right? Yes. Sadly, it will be laggy to begin with, but I have got an idea. There's a possibility where I could split these different maps into different servers, allowing for bigger worlds and less lag. It would just mean that I'd need a bigger player base. But we could allow for things like, I don't know, Mandalore? But ultimately, I can't do this alone. I need you guys, so if you do find this concept even a little intriguing, please consider subscribing, putting that bell on, and never miss another video. And if not, maybe just at least put your suggestions for this game in the comments. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you guys around. But wait, it's not over! I'm going to leave some development screenshots and some clips of the development at the end of the video. But first, I want to give you guys a timescale on releases. Yes, the game is in very early development at the moment. The more support behind the project means that the more time I can put into the project and the more effort I can put in as well. So if you guys could show support in any way possible, that would be very much helped. The release date is currently set for Christmas Day this year. but if I see the project start gaining support, then I will start putting more time into it to allow me to bring it closer for you guys. But without any more wait, here's what you've all been waiting for, the development clips.
Alright, it seems like there's droidekas in the main hangar bay, so all forces I want is on DEFCON 2, making their way to main hangar bay and dealing with the droids. Holy shit balls, man.
But I don't want it to be cool. That's good enough. We don't need to save no civvies.
Hey guys!
No!